Hey everyone, today we're going to look at two more Ark Nova replays. You guys are currently deciding which games we're going to look at. At the moment, the base games are winning. We have some tournament games from the latest Snark Nova tournament, which I'm hosting. This has been the biggest tournament yet, with over 100 participants, compared to the first Snark Nova ever, which was, I think, 32 participants, or maybe even less. I think it was 32 for the first one, but it's grown basically every time. %53 to 47%. Well, I have all the games ready to go. Hello, Real Blue Swan. Voting for Marine Worlds because you still suck at it. Propaganda Panda also voting for the same because he sucks at it. I believe one of those. I think we're gonna go ahead with the base game. The arena games are pretty good. They might have to wait until next week. In case you're wondering, I think it's Propaganda Panda that sucks. But he knows that. Voted for base so we can all still suck at Marine World. Alright, poll is finishing up. So back to the base game. It's actually been a while since I've played the base game. Sorry, I did play my Snark Nova game, which was base game as well. Spoilers for that. I was knocked out in 25 turns. So apart from that, I haven't played base game for quite a while. So yeah, it's nice to have a bit of variety back. I agree. So this first game's between Deucey9 and BlanketAddict, two extremely strong players. Both have peak ratings of, I think Deucey is just under 800, but something like 780, 790. Blanket's been over 800 before, so two very capable players here. Opening hand for Deucey, we have, I think, pretty straightforward combo of America's released Cougar. Yeah, we are on outdoor areas. Projects habitat diversity, species diversity. Asia. So I think pretty decent idea while Asia's a project. We already have a 3 size from the Cougar getting freed up, so I like the PFAL keep as well. And then I guess the last question would be, do you want the expert on Europe to race for habitat diversity? Could definitely be an option here. Or do you want the Barred Owl Hut for more bird synergy with the PFAL getting played? But I think I do agree with Expert on Europe, which Juicy ends up picking. Endgoal's Conservation Zoo Climbing Park. The nerfed Conservation Zoo, still pretty decent, but not like the Marine World Conservation Zoo. So I like Deuce's opening picks here. First player as well, Asos on 3. Now, the very kind of annoying thing about Cougar release is it's extremely hard to do it in round 1, because by playing the Cougar, you're breaking 3, which makes it easy to cause the break before you spend your worker, so I don't think this necessarily has to get done in round 1. Could even go like the option of starting with Asia Partner Zoo to sort of block Asia 2 and then play the Cougar anyway, then release the Cougar next round, play PFAL. Seems like that's the start of the plan. BlanketAddict's going to build a 3 size themselves, and they actually want the giraffe on display. Interesting. I wonder if Blanket has a round 1 release. So there's the 3 size down. Could definitely look at picking up the Primatologist with species diversity. It's just a free animal icon. Probably better than the average card you're going to draw up, which would have been an elephant, which is not too bad, but pretty far away. Now there's also migration recording in folder 1. Blanket does cards. Snaps up spotted hyena compound. So, I mean, another free species icon. How's the shape of it as well? I think it goes up like this, so it's basically connecting to the partner zoo nearly. Can build a two-size connect to the partner zoo. That's another interesting reason for it. DC plays the primatologist. Blanket plays the hyena compound. Hunts nothing, unfortunately. Okay. Blanket, by the way, still hasn't spent the worker yet. So this could definitely be suggesting round 1 release or even round 1 breeding program, depending on how much time there is. Because it is possible to get the partner zoo here, but yeah, this jumping 3 is going to help a lot in stopping that round 1 project. Cards for Doocy. Little bit of a dead draw here. I mean, elephants, moose, very dead. Spokesperson, not even playable yet. Good. Yeah, I think Break 4 into Cougar's a pretty good line as well. I don't completely hate the primatologist getting played. We'll see. Building again. That feels a little bit greedy. So that would definitely suggest breeding program. Grabbing Africa. So I think we can read into that herbivore breeding program. We know that Blanket picked up the giraffe. And yeah, breaking animal here. No! Doocy, no! Well, I don't know about this. I think it's perfectly lined up to just play the cougar and break. But I mean, now you're letting Blanket play the giraffe and do the project. I don't know about this. It's worth noting these were all turn-based games. I don't know if they actually played this live or not. But in turn-based games, it's definitely harder to track what your opponent's doing. Easy to forget things. Yeah, Blanket is going to play that giraffe now and be able to do projects. Blanket thing, surely not Cougar. It was real time, okay. There is another 3-size, so maybe the plan is Cougar release is just getting benched for a little while, and the plan is just go for like species diversity, or even habitat diversity is pretty close actually. Habitat diversity is really close. Breeding program into 2-size reward, I like. Or picking up migration recording as well with the 2-size. That's going to be very useful because we do know what's in Doocy's hand and upgrading sponsors. Oh wow, this is even going to be playing... I'd be pretty confident playing Diversity Researcher from range next move. Doocy X's back animals. Not necessarily break 5, maybe to play the expert on Europe. Or, I mean, even better, Blanket just has a Technology Institute, wow. Sort of running away with the game a bit. What is that comment, JD? What? The game is hard when you don't have a breakthrough release into free uni? What? Are you salty about a different game? Okay, expert on Europe played. Grabbing Australia partner zoo. Because Africa's gone and we already have America's. Now I have to wonder what the first upgrade is going to be. Could definitely see the first upgrade being a SOS just to ensure Africa partner zoo into project next round. But sponsors. Blanket draws from deck. I think jungle would be pretty interesting as well with migration recording in hand. Doocy draws from deck. Nothing too exciting. These are fairly dead draws. I mean, Panda might be interesting for later. But I think you're pretty happy discarding Moose, Guinea Pig, even Spokesperson maybe. Blanket not even causing break, just spending an extra play migration recording. And now Deucey causes break with a cards 1 action. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't have minded sponsors 2, just for the extra money to cause break. But there's probably some merit to leaving sponsors a bit higher so you can play Cougar and then maybe break 6 next round. Oh wow, a horse. Moose goes. I don't think it's worth keeping both petting zoos. Well, actually, is it? Probably not. You definitely want to keep Cougar and the release. And then I don't think it's worth keeping one of them, but maybe the horse just for different species. Okay. Look at all the empty enclosures now. We do have an eel on display, still the jungle here. Whoa, that's a sort of rare action. Blanket spending an X token to do sponsors too. Is this Adventure Playground? That I did not expect. Possibly to sort of bridge the gap and build a 5 size here, but the thing is Blanket is very broke right now. Oh yeah, do see it's going to start off with Asia 2. Well, Archaeologist is normally scary on outdoor areas, but both players have covered the partner zoo. So I'd probably be eyeing the Eagle here. Starting to upgrade animals. This missing Africa icon could become a problem. Okay, Blanket does build a 5 size. Is he actually going to spend an X to do Cougar here before building? I think there might have been time to X back build first, or I don't know. Game's in a pretty interesting spot. I mean, scores are kind of level. The massive advantage Blanket has right now is all these empty enclosures, but both players are pretty broke. But then Deucey's massive advantage is basically guaranteed the habitats race and then also winning the species race. Blanket grabs double science uni. That's a scary sign. That could either be for the research project here, or more likely a science museum or medical breakthrough. One of those cards that require the 4 science. Petting zoo for Deucey, getting him up to 4 different species. There is the science museum. Wow. Okay, Blanket is no longer broke. Only 2 cards in hand though, so a little bit card broke. Deucey breaks 5 for 10 money. Deucey is here in chat as well. Both players are here in chat actually. Blanket spending an X to do cards, so I mean it has to be to snap up research here. Yeah, it's just amazing when you have it maxed out. And Deucey has snapping during the break, so would just deny snap it away. 1, 2, 3, 4. That nearly gets Blanket the University on 8 CP, but not quite. Although, wow, Science Museum would have to be #1 snap away target for Deucey right now. Enclosure into Clever. Yep. Deucey can start off the round with Horse and Barn Owl. Barn Owl's... I guess you probably start with the Barn Owl. With Expert on Europe, you can get a 3 size enclosure, so maybe there's an off chance you find the Africa icon you need. Wow. Okay, that's incredibly lucky. Two options as well. I think we'd just take the Agama here. Even Blanket is shocked by this. So this is one of those situations where this is why order of things you do matter a ton. Because I think there'd be a lot of people who just play the horse first and then play the barn owl, but it's such a game-changing difference. Okay, you definitely keep the Agama for the fifth species as well. Yeah, exactly. Agama's also fifth species. Yeah, and you get the one size enclosure for it, just crazy. That's funny. Oh boy. So then if I'm blanket here, I'm probably looking at Deuce's 1x token's short. So I think what you do is support research at 4, get the times 2 on sponsors, and play archaeologist from range to get the university. On 8, gives you a CP from Science Museum. That's what I would be looking to do. Don't even have to snap it because it is in range. Although Deucey could deny snap it. Snaps the cable car away. Okay. Deucey is going to X back cards. Yeah, playing archaeologist for the CP to get university on 8. Very good. Very important university to get, especially with Science Museum and Tech Institute. You just want to get all 3 unis, and on outdoor areas. Getting all 3 unis is a massive boost. Upgrade cards I like. And then spend the other times 2 to play cable car. Still very card poor. Should have denied the archaeologist. It depends what your path is to getting to 8 CP first. Because doing Habitat here gets you to 7, but then it's surely not worth taking the 1 CP to get University, I don't think. Nice cable. Yeah, I mean, look at Blanket's position. Pretty amazing sponsors, just all the empty enclosures in the world. Although points are still level right now. And now a rhino appears. Probably not the best rhino. Species and habitats are already out. Okay, 2 size. 2 size definitely expected. Just denying the jungle. 2 size also makes sense because then it gives you this nice 5 size here, which we want for the eagle. So that's very good timing. Cobra appears. Break is still very far away. So the other thing is Blanket has 27 money right now. See how they plan on spending it. Doing cards at first, so I'm just searching for some animal cards probably. Oh, actually just going to snap the rhino. It's a lot of empty enclosures for it. What is the project going to be? Potentially Africa? Getting 3 Africa out of 5? Juicy is also going to manually build another 4 size. Probably going to look to... Potentially break 7 next move, but also could just be looking to play Science Museum and like Arcade together. Blanket X's back build. Okay, it is just break 7. Now what's the discard here? I mean, jungle definitely goes. I don't want to discard any of these, though. I mean, we definitely want to keep the horse for species diversity, unless the plan is to... I mean, there's no other 5th species here, so I think we have to keep the horse, right? We want to keep the eagle because we have a 5 size for it. And I rate Science Library pretty highly, but maybe it's not that good here. It's still decent. Wow, Science Library goes. Unfortunate jungle just went because Tarsier appears, which is playable, of course. But you might have to deny snap the Cobra. More important to not get hypnotized. Blanket also is snapping. A Fox appears, so I'd be pretty confident Fox is going to get snapped up for another Africa icon. Would mean for Africa with the Rhino. Or even making use of Archaeologist to play a sponsor during the break. What do we know about Blanket's hand? Expert on Australia. Expert on Australia, Rhino, Fox, and Blank. Not pouching, so a decent last card too. Just gonna spend the time grabbing the third university, which I think makes a lot of sense. Get that Tech Institute endgame. I mean, I find playing without hand size very difficult because having long-term plans is something that's very beneficial. But maybe your issue is you're keeping too many long-term plans, but having one or two is fine. Like, keeping a panda or a tortoise for half the game is perfectly fine. So I think it is better to have it more often than not have it, obviously. Endgames, I think we're just keeping conservation. I mean, we're doing species. Don't really have a lot else. Like, we're doing species and America's release, so we're always keeping conservation. Probably just going to start with the horse into species 5. Is it worth playing the eagle now as well? I don't think so. I think I would save it. You can see it both ways. I mean, it's a pretty handy clever to have. You can put the expert on Europe one size over the clever right now. Just get cards out of the way, but we kind of want to do cards. Snap and one hand size reward in Marine World. It's okay. I mean, I rate it decently, but I think there's a lot of other better rewards I'd take ahead of it. Okay, not taking the clever. So I guess you could just do cards right now. You don't. Well, you can spend the X, but I think we also want to do cards. Taking 3X tokens. Blanket doing animals gets them to second worker on 8 rep. Yeah, I think other things like 3 posturing I probably rate ahead of snapping most of the time. And then extra shift that rate ahead of it most of the time as well. Okay, the Hyena compound hunts a cotton top tamarin, which is very playable. Ooh, zebra. Okay, so with Rhino, 5 Africa is hit. Interesting playing the zebra first and not the Rhino. Could be potentially playing around some pilfering, although no, not quite. There'd be leftover money. I actually wanted to boost down sponsors and then build. Okay, maybe the plan is just Rhino and then into Africa 5. The funny thing is only 2 different species, 2 different habitats, so can't do either of these projects. Deucey doing cards now. Snapping school tours? What is that? That is a sponsor to play during the break. Not sure about that one, Deucey. I think it's important to cause the break. What, are you surprised by your own move? I mean, it's decent. It's a 7-point card. But what's your plan for the rest of the game? Is it to put Tarsier in range? It's good, but I mean, if the plan is to put Tarsier in range, just play it from range, I think. Don't spend your card's action snapping it up. Yeah. Blanket spending 2 X's to do animals. So yeah, we're definitely seeing the Rhino. Spending the X's to grab the Hornbill from 10 rep. Oh, also forgot about Cable Car. That's a very decent Rhino. Actually, these rock icons have just sort of snuck up on us. 5 rock icons. Now breaking 7. That's the only advantage of snapping it up. That's doing the cards action allows you to break 7, because I think it was pretty telegraphed Blanket wanted to play the Rhino then do Project. So I still think I'd prefer drawing from the deck. But we'll see. I think this is a well-timed break. Snapping, we can definitely take Bird Breeding Program. Maybe the Tarsier is very important too. We already have 1 project, but Bird Breeding's a nice second project. And just hope the Tarsier stays here. So yeah, playing School Tools during the break, covering the Elephant. Really lucky the Elephant showed up, because I think this is a much more important snap than the Tarsier, and it is going to leave Juicy the Tarsier here. Drawing from deck would have hit some pretty useless cards. I guess power of hindsight, it was correct. Okay, Africa 5 into 3x tokens for Blanket. It's a very decent Elephant. I mean, Blanket already has the 5 size ready to go. I think playing Tarsier here makes a lot of sense. Though yeah, we're lacking animals. Oh, the great thing is Tarsier gives the rep to then play the Squirrel Monkey, so that's actually a really good combo. Tarsier into Squirrel Monkey. I like that a lot. Then we can clever build out of the way. That's a very decent move. I missed that at first glance, actually. Yeah, really good use of clever. This stage, we don't need to build anymore. We have 2 4 sizes. We have a 2 size. Just get it out of the way. Oh, another kind of awkward position now. We want to do this America's release, but a Muskox has appeared, so maybe we start with the Bird Breeding Program, look to play the Muskox next round. Oh, Blanket actually just causes break. I guess that makes sense with Elephant in hand. Just want a lot of extra money. But with money being a non-issue for both players, now it's really close. Think if you do see always snap up Muskox. Start with Bird Breeding, take Worker to be able to do another project this round. Then play Muskox. Ideally, you'd play the Manga Bay as well. It might get denied here, though. We'll see. Blanket spends 2 X's to play animals. It's an expensive Elephant. Might not be able to afford... Might not be able to afford the Manga Bay as well. Cotton Top Tamarin, Hornbill. So Hornbill's just going to be released here, I guess. Could definitely see Hornbill getting released into 12 money into playing Elephant. Also nice use of boosting build down. Only 2 cards in hand, which we know are low mountain range and elephant. Ooh. Okay, yeah, fair point. Don't have to do low mountain range either. Can do either of these. Oh, yeah, okay. Species is just a better project to do. Is there time for Penguin Pool? I I guess there sort of has to be one delaying move, right? Well, we can Muskox Mangabey that does the cards action. I don't know. I think it's a little bit risky not playing the Mangabey while it's just here because it's a good scoring animal. We'll see Penguin Pool. Covering the Clever is nice. Get Build out of the way. Yeah, we don't need to get cards out of the way because we really want to play the Mangabey. Oh, Blanket actually does low mountain range. With Migration, it's actually better because you get the reputation. So the project is... No, it's actually worse. It's the same. Wait, what? With Migration Recording, it's +6. You get the reputation, then with Animals, you get to 14 anyway. Interesting. Guess you also get the card draw here, which has to be the Mangabey, right? Or the Donkey. It's the same, but you get to deny. Could be a costly mistake. I mean, Donkey's decent because we know Deucey does have a petting zoo. I guess they both sort of achieve the same thing. Deucey really wants to spend an X on animals here to be able to get the reputation. Oh, sorry, that's completely inaccurate. Deucey does not have cards upgraded, so the rep doesn't matter at all. But yeah, Mangabey is just 2 points better. And it's also, the Donkey's not in range. But I guess if you deny the Mangabey, then the Donkey is in range, so... We'll see Muskox, Mangabey. Pretty good expert on Africa, I have to say, actually. After we do America's release. I guess it really depends what's on the display, if it's worth doing animals again. Oh, Blanket actually gonna break 7 here. We might be seeing 2 very beefy animals coming out. I mean, we know Elephant for sure. Elephant could already be afforded, but Elephant plus another animal. Which... I guess we know there's only Elephant Donkey here. Maybe looking to play the Duke as well. Okay, it does get snapped up. So, I mean, Elephant Duke is an option. Also, not having a sponsor... Yeah, obviously we know there's no sponsor to play. Juicy gets to snap up a Kookaburra, which is... it's a 3-point animal. It's something. It's going to start off with America's release into our CP. Oh, true. Forgot about Penguin Pool. And the Penguin Pool endgame. Okay. I'm wrong. That's a very good Kookaburra. Aside from it being the only playable animal on display, it's actually a very decent card to show up. elephant. Next question is, do you actually end the game here? The answer might be yes. What are the endgames looking like? Tech Institute? That's it? Versus Guided School Tours, Penguin Pool, but also Elephant endgames? I mean, it's a cross. Could it also suggest Blanket has favorite zoo getting to 15 rep? 104. 104 with 2 Elephant endgames and Tech Institute. Versus these two birds are going to need quite a few points. Conservation Zoo for 3 as well. Flamingo definitely one of the better animals to be playing right now. 8 points plus the Penguin Pool endgame. Sorry, 9 points plus Penguin Pool endgame. 111 to 104. Favorite zoo and sponsored zoo. Wow. I wonder which one Blanket hit with the elephant on the last turn. Sponsor zoo or favorite zoo? We think about what endgames they could have been. Sponsored was the hit. Research could have also been hit for maxed out. Climbing Park would have been pretty decent. I mean, Climbing Park's also 3 CP, right? With 5 icons here. It's Climbing Park and Research, so I think the elephant had quite a few decent hits. There would have been some disasters like Architectural for 1. Naturalist for 1. True, Ducey did start with the Climbing Park, but that's not something Blanket knows from their position. Large animal would have been 2. Small animal would have been 1. Yeah, 2-point win for BlanketAddict there. Interesting one. Not denying the Manga Bay nearly really hurt, actually. Maybe it did really hurt because the card's action did give the Flamingo, right? So it was just a very useful cards action. Elephant last turn. I think the highlight of the game was playing Barnell into finding the Agama. Definite good action order there, playing the Barnell first. Just tiny things like that. Just a line where you play horse first into Barnell loses so much tempo and it's so easy to do. So unfortunately that means Ducey is knocked out of Snark. Blanket will advance to the next round. I forget which round this is. Is this the final... Was this final 32 or final 16? True, Cougar release first. Yeah, I thought for sure Ducey was going to play Cougar in the first round. Blanket's in the top 8. Oh wow, this was a... So this was the final 16. Yeah, I thought for sure the Cougar never even got released in the end. So, I mean, Muskox did get released, which was a better release. Maybe 200 IQ saving it. I thought, yeah, playing the Cougar in the first round seemed like it would be a much better start, denying Blanket the round 0 project. But I still think pretty well played by both. It was a fast game, but there were also a lot of breaks. We had 6 breaks that game in 27 turns or 28 turns. But I think that can be It's not that uncommon on outdoor areas because you have a lot of enclosure space and then also not a lot of money, so you're just incentivized to break a lot. We won't look at the overall results yet because we have a second game to look at, which is also from Snark Nova. I think this was a bit earlier on in the bracket. 23 turns with 6 breaks. Crazy. So this one's between Helbiii and Shagen. On Silver Lake, Archaeologist, yeah, not as scary on Silver Lake with the alternative version. Still could be a decent pick here. Let's have a look at the rest of the hand. We have Favorite Zoo Diverse Species Endgame, also Herbivores America's Reptiles. So, I mean, that's interesting. It's sort of the same dilemma with the last game. There's the Langer release here, but with the jumping 3, it's very hard to do it in the first round. Although the action order's not perfect for it. Build would ideally be at 3 for it to happen. But then there's also the option of the brown spider monkey, which is a better release, which honestly could be worth it here. Then the other questions are, with Americas as a project, do we want to keep them a core? Do we also want to keep either of these sponsors? Because breeding cooperation could be pretty useful. I think I would look to be keeping the brown spider monkey and releasing it eventually. Maybe this plan could be start America's Partner Zoo, play the Macaw, then in later rounds look to play Langer plus Spider Monkey and release it. It is a lot of cards to keep during the first round without hand size though. Oh yeah, we have to speed this up. Breeding Cop over Brown Spider Monkey, Perfect action order, hand size. Hand size break, that's classic JD right there. Hand size break 5. I mean, I still think I would start America's. Although, I mean, hand size break 5 is very tempting with the Langer jumping 3. We'll see what Helbiii wants to do. They'll start with hand size, okay. Opponent grabs America's Partner Zoo. Does start, actually, I like this a lot. Starts with 3 size over the X token. Yeah, JD and Blanket see the line. Helbiii is onto it. 3 sides over the X token to be able to play the Langer and then break 6. The opponent is keeping up though. They do build a 4 size, so they can play an animal next move. We know they have America's Partner Zoo as well. So there is Langer. I agree with that. It does make the Breeding Cop and the Macaw a bit worse keeps if we're starting hand size. Oh, Shagen's playing a Muskox. It does get 3 sponsors, but they're all pretty worthless, I would say, at this stage of the game. Not matching any projects. It does clear the display a lot. Helbiii is going to break 6. I think, yeah, you always break 6 here while your opponent has 7 cards over 3. So opponent has to discard 4. They start with a second Partner Zoo themselves. So that tells us quite a few things. That tells us they're gunning for 5 Americas. Otherwise, you just go and support it at 2. So that tells us they have more Americas in hand, 100%. They do upgrade animals. Helbiii starts with just a cards action. Not too bad. There's a few options here. So, I mean, Mamba can go for sure, I think. There's a few options here. we can release the Langan now with Asia release. There's a ring-tailed lemur here, which we can then release with Jungle, which does get us to a university on 8. I guess getting to 8 doesn't matter too much because Uni and Partner Zoo are both great rewards, but the opponent already has 2 Partner Zoos. They probably don't really want a third from it. Shagen does build a 3 size. So I like this. America's Asia release into snapping. Get that lemur. Two CP worker. Do I like it here or not? As crazy as it sounds, I think it actually would have been pretty decent build upgrade here. Because you kind of do want these smaller enclosures. Like, you can use a 1 size and a 2 size for the taper and the Macaw eventually. And it's also not bad to just get a Kiosk and Pavilion built when the income is so low. And we'll see. Opponent does break 5. And now with the break 1 move away, could be an important time to play the lemur. Just to get some income. Instead just, yeah. I don't know about the just slow build move. I think it would have been a lot stronger with build upgraded. The problem is there's 0 chance that we get to spend the worker this round and do animals, and we really want to do both. But the opponent is just going to do animals and break, probably. Or even just break before doing animals. Or even just break during animals with a Cougar. So right now, Shagen has a pretty big income advantage. The advantage Helbiii has is already done a project, so has snapping reward. Gonna get to 5 CP first, gonna get to 8 CP first, basically guaranteed. And the question is, does Shagen have a very clear path to 5 Americas with only 2 cards in hand? Helbiii snaps up Australia release, which I think is reasonable enough. Probably the best card on display here. Starts off with a Partner Zoo. I mean, I guess we do really want Americas just to be able to play the Macaw. So probably like start with Americas, play Lemur Macaw here. Seems like a good time to get some posturing down. Shagen actually snapped away the Gould's Monitor. Possibly because Reptiles is a project, possibly because they know Helbiii just took the Australia release. Not the easiest card for Helbiii to get. But we'll see. That could also tell us that Shagen's confident they have 5 Americas already. Oh, starts with Taper. Okay, the advantage of playing Taper is you do get to 5 CP first. Guaranteed. Red Deer snap for Helbiii's 2. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Gould Monitor snap. So we do have the Taper first, digging away the Breeding Corporation. Probably reasonable enough. I mean, we're not going for reptiles. 5 America looks... Well, it seems like the opponent has 5 Americas. Herbivores could have been interesting for herbivores. Yeah, getting 10 money first, nice. Play the lemur. Not sure I would have sold the Australia release. I think it's decent to have for later. Yeah, this should definitely answer our questions. Opponent spends the next to build a 5 size. That's almost certainly signaling American Bison for 5 Americas. They're also doing it before doing a project, so we're pretty confident they have it. Building a 1 size. I mean, what I'm seeing right now is the build upgrade would have been very useful. And that's not something I normally say, but already spent 2 build actions now building a 2 and a 1 instead of 1 where we could have built a 2-1 Kiosk Pavilion. Now we're getting to the stage where it's a little bit inefficient. And there is the Bison. Early in the game, already 7 iconic appeal from it. Very decent. Helbiii doing cards at 4. Ibex is a decent hit. Eagle Owl could be okay. Don't know that we're going to grab as Europe Partner Zoo, but... First reward for Shagen, snapping. Maybe eyeing that red deer with the Bison. Well, it's already the muskox to flock it with, so... Might have been a good option for Helbiii to dig away. Yeah, going to snap that up and get 2 rep from 5 CP. Helbiii just doing project before any break happens. So yeah, there is jungle to get to 8 first. Still really nice getting this university before the opponent. And yeah, 2 size reward definitely needed. And this university will give 2 upgrades. Definitely agree with animals. I think sponsors is okay here. Given our income is still at 9 at the moment, it's really low, so upgrading sponsors will help make up some of that money deficit. That's also why I did like playing the Macaw earlier, just to get those kiosk and pavilions down. Shagen just breaks here, which I think also makes sense. Helbii's associates at 1 with no X tokens and 2 workers next round, and also, yeah, no income. Not a lot of animals on this display. Interesting. Spokesperson, Foreign Institute, Science Institute. Cable car. Cable car probably the top priority. Helbiii wants the spokesperson. Spokesperson and the Science Institute. End goal is favorite zoo. Well, I guess that means we're really committed to grabbing a second partner zoo at some stage now to upgrade cards. Just going to start by playing the spokesperson. Might have been tempted to just play Foreign Institute from range. And it does the same job of giving reputation. We'll see. Opponent's doing a lot of snapping there. Snap away the Malayan taper now. So that we know that guarantees them Herbivores 4. They have the red deer and the Malayan taper now. They're going to have to build animals, then project into Herbivores 4. How are we going to do animals get a 3rd worker? So could... I think this is a very decent time to play, like, Raccoon Macaw. Raccoon, good value, just get a Sos up, do Americas 2. Americas 2 into, like, 5 money looks really good. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, sponsors upgrade hasn't given us any value so far. We'll track how much value it does give. Playing Ibex as well first. And drawing up foreign. And it's a good way of getting a lot of reputation. I don't know, maybe it feels like a tiny bit of a distraction to me. Because with the money situation, it's sort of a spot where you don't really want to stay in a round that long, but we're kind of committing to staying in the round for a long time because presumably we're grabbing partners who this move and then playing some sponsors, and then we have sort of build and animals doing nothing because there's no money. I guess the break is not too far away. Asia partners are probably looking at the Tarsier, but I think grabbing Europe has a lot of value as well here, just to be able to play the Eagle Owl. Because this is just like it's just a better than a full cards action. Asia does have the Tarsier, which we don't have yet, but then also the positive things like the Sun Bear in the future. But I think I would have gone for Europe there. Opponent actually grabbing first university. That I'm a bit surprised about. First university, they do get to upgrade association. I guess when they play their taper now, they get to 8 rep and a second worker. Helbiii X's back build. There's taper, we're not surprised. Yeah, so Tarsier gets dug away immediately. So that's the other thing. We did know about the digging animal. So now it makes Asia very suspect. And Red Deer for 4 herbivores. Cards make sense. I mean, we just need to find more playable things. Grizzly Bear a little bit dead. It is playable after Raccoon and Fox, but we don't need the worker from it at all. Sponsorship Elephant's not amazing. Dugong could be interesting just as a sort of point bomb animal towards the end of the game, but we're still very poor. Yeah, Grizzly Bear goes. Shagen actually X's back sponsors. Something you don't often see when sitting on 1 money. But I mean, Shagen really wants to do herbivores 4. I think Helbii's pretty happy as well, wanting to do Americas too. Starts off by playing foreign. Could have actually been a decent time to play Science Institute and Sponsorship Elephants. Just get that income for next round as well. Yeah, favors the obvious keep. Okay, I don't actually... I like the Bird of Paradise pickup. That along with the Fox means Foreign Institute endgame is hit. So 1-2 there. Shagen does herbivores 4 into 2 size. And getting our third partner zoo. Also picking up Waza Small from display. I'm not convinced about that. Looks like a very poor Waza Small. It's only going to give 2 money if it's played. Helbiii spends an X to do Americas into 5 income. I think that's reasonable enough. It's still early enough in the game that we can justify 5 income. I mean, income is very low for both players, so I don't think any of them are really threatening to end super quickly. Shagen snaps another card. Snapping away the Sea Cave here. I think that's... We'll have to check the stats. I think that's 3 snaps in a row. I'm normally not a fan of just snap, snap, snap. Sometimes it can work out when you hit the exact animals or things you need for projects. But I think we've seen Taper Snap, Gould Monitor Snap, Sea Cave Snap. Sponsors at 2 here. I think now would be actually what I like for this move. Instead of sponsors at 2, I think now's a great time to just play Raccoon. If the opponent breaks, you have Associate 5 ready to go. Although I guess we don't have any projects to do. But if the opponent doesn't break, it's just a good time to get Last University here. Playing Science Institute to draw another card. Giraffe is okay because we have a 3 size ready for it, but okay, Shagen does break. Eagle Owl goes, Dewgong goes. This is kind of why I like keeping the Australia release earlier. Because now we're in a situation where there's... Okay, we actually do have 2 herbivores to do. After that, no projects. Opponent snaps Vet. I would expect we're going to snap the Snowy Owl. Another good perception ability is playable after the Bird of Paradise. I do like playing sponsorship elephants during the break here. Just get that extra income. And we could also see Snowy Owl played from range. Giraffe, Fox. I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity here. I mean, we could really use these extra cards. I think Fox makes sense to get build out of the way. Although, to be honest, we don't mind building either. Probably a decent time to build like a 5 size enclosure. I think we'd just really love to see more cards at the moment. Opponent just grabs 2nd University now. They get their last upgrade, which is cards. And they can start donating. So points are kind of level, but the opponent has more money, and we know they have at least Sea Caves to do. Although, question is, what do they still have in their hand? Do they still have that Gould's Monitor from earlier? Interesting. We can grab Uni here, which we definitely want to do before the end of the game, because it's like an 8-point action. Think probably not doing enough cards actions right now. Would have been very tempted to do cards first, then do Herbivores project. I guess just see if you hit any other projects. You can decide if you want 12 money then, maybe play 2 animals. Okay, opponent builds Kiosk, 3 size, Pavilion. Fair enough. I mean, the time for Kiosk is probably past, but they definitely don't need any more 1 sizes. Okay, now cards. That's pretty unfortunate. That's one of the deadest draws you will see. Playable, but useless. Not playable. Not great. Not much pack synergy. Don't even have an enclosure for this. Don't really want to spend time building a 3 size for a mid animal. That's quite unfortunate. Shagen does animals now. The Gould Monitor does come out eventually. Wow. Single animal. Okay, now building a 1 size. Hmm. I think we'll comment on this after the game. Shagen actually remembering vet, so doing Asia release first, just not putting up another project for Helbiii. They're doing taper release into 5 money themselves, not donating. Helbiii actually just breaking 7 here. Maybe, actually, I think this is a fairly big mistake. Maybe a bit too eager to break. I think it's a decent time to just play single animal. You still have Herbivores 2 project to do. Just do Herbivores 2. Shagen doesn't have a ton of money. I guess the great thing about causing the break like this is Savannah shows up, so that is another project to do. We don't have the best releasable animals for it, but it's just a project. Shagen snapped up the first seal. I doubt we're going to see it played, but starts off with a cards action. Does take the Snowy Owl. That should be a little bit ominous, taking the Snowy Owl with no birds. He'll be starting off with animals. Okay, slow worm kind of looks like a weird move, but I think paying attention to what the opponent has, it makes sense. He gives the option of a potential third project, with that being Sea Cave, which we know the opponent probably still has. Otherwise, they would have very little reason to play a Gould's Monitor. So that's just a decent release. Cayman shows up, which is an even better release. Or now Shagen builds an Aviary. Okay, starting off with Savannah. Savannah's useful because we actually want these enclosures back. We can play Raccoon and Bird of Paradise. Slight downside is it gives the opponent another project to do before they put out Sea Cave, which is Cougar release. Oh, Bald Eagle. Bald Eagle plus Porcupine. Dig away the Cayman to deny the release. So that tells us for sure they still have Sea Cave in hand. Oh, they actually forget about vet here though. That's a vet shame. Remembered vet earlier, forgot about it here. So that cost them an X token for nothing. But they just leech off the Savannah project, releasing the Cougar, and they get 3 X tokens. Helbiii does play Bird of Paradise plus Raccoon. Good time to boost a Sosop. And now it's the opponent's turn to actually break 7. Yeah, I wonder what the opponent has left. Low mountain range shows up. Wow. Which the opponent does take. I mean, they have their Bald Eagle to release. A Peafowl shows up as well. It's a tough dilemma what to snap up. Vulture just fits in their aviary. It's a better release than Bald Eagle, but they already have a 3 size ready to go, so the Peafowl's a really good animal too. Yeah, I think I'm fine with snapping the Peafowl here. Yeah, this is the issue. So our last project 2 is Herbivores 2. And this makes it a very awkward position. Do you do Herbivores 2 It's too early to take determination, but at the same time, if you don't take it now, you might never get it because there's no other projects to do. So Helbiii does take extra turn here. But there's no clear path to finish in the game. That's the biggest problem. Peafowl gets us to 89, but there's no second animal to play, so... Okay, we have Meerkat Den for a few more extra points. Does reveal an adder, but not playable for either. Yeah, not surprised to see Shagen play the Vulture while it's just in range. And the Snowy Owl from earlier, yes. And now you'd have to say Shagen's threatening to end in 1. They have low mountain range, probably into another animals action, maybe? Or maybe getting last uni could be an option for them. We do have to spend this turn building, because we just... Well, Peafowl's the best action. Guerrilla Field Research is decent to play as well. It's like a 6-point card by itself, with the extra from Spokesperson. Oh, Shagen actually playing a Moose as well. Single Moose. The timing on that's interesting. Wait, low mountain ranges, the Moose would have just finished the game, right? +9, it would have finished the game exactly. So Shagen has other plans, maybe a couple of sponsors to play, with the ×2 on sponsors now. Helbiii plays animals. Peafowl, still no clear path to, I guess the hope is that we can just leech off the low mountain range last move, assuming that is the project they put out there. Yeah, low mountain range. Okay, with the X token from 12, last move can be spending some X's to get the last uni for Vet. So they do remember Vet here, they only spent 1 X for that. That could have been a very costly X token earlier, but just enough X tokens. They finished on 106. So I'm not sure if Moose was actually worth playing there as a delaying move. It didn't really feel like it achieved anything. It only gave 4 points because it stopped a... It stopped 2 donations from happening, so it only gave 1 point. Right? Was there a donation? I don't think any donations, so it's actually only a 1-point Moose. That could definitely be costly. Because, yeah, just release into last uni with 2 donations is more than enough to end it, finishing on 105. We'll see. And Helbii's last move is... Okay, it's not actually too bad. It's Guerrilla Field Research plus Sponsorship Vultures here. So yeah, that does give 6 points like we said. And Sponsorship Vultures is 3, so that's a 9-point last move. That delaying move has definitely cost Shagen a lot. Endgame, yeah, Favorite Zoo maxed out. Foreign Favorite Zoo, Vet Large Animal Zoo. Shagen actually wins it by 1. Yeah, Shagen had a slight lead going into the end games, but Large Animal Zoo for 3, okay, that makes the Moose... That explains the Moose a little bit more, getting that an extra CP for large animal. It still only makes it a 4-point move. but it does explain the thought process behind it. A close one. So I think the main problem for Helbiii was probably not upgrading build is fine, but I think at some stage you kind of have to build these large enclosures, like speculatively. But I think what we saw is Helbiii spend a lot of build actions building. This was a manual 2 size, manual 1 size, manual 1 size, manual 4 size. So it's a lot of wasted build actions if you're not upgrading build. But a lot of that comes down to not being able to afford a large enclosure. Just, I guess a lot of it due to the money problems from the start. Doing the release, they're not playing an animal in round 2. So getting surprised by the cougar a little bit. And looking back, Asia Partner Zoo definitely didn't do anything. I think being able to play the eel out earlier was a missed opportunity. The Science Institute, at the end of the day, really only gave 2 points because we got to about 22 reputation or something ridiculous. There was a lot of rep left over. And then also probably not getting the Snowy Owl at a point in the mid game just to see the extra cards. Because if you have access to more cards, you're more likely to find those projects. Probably could have found the low mountain range at some point, or just found another project to do. It was pretty unfortunate draws in the mid game to find kind of useless sponsors and useless animals, but yeah, actually did want to look at the stats for this. So another 6-break game. This one's a bit longer, 31, 32 turns. But yeah, cards drawn from deck and snapped. This is kind of what I thought. 11 cards snapped is a very, very high number. Cards drawn from deck, 9 is pretty low. I think also 12 is pretty low from Helbiii. I think the average on BGA is something like 15.5. And then my average is about 15. I think a lot of the top 20 players' average is about 15.5. So yeah, cards actions 4 each. Also, 4 is a very low amount of sponsor actions. It's pretty surprising. So let's have a look at the overall tournament at the moment. It's progressing pretty nicely. We have, I think, pretty big underdog Happy Clam currently in the top. What's that? Top 2, top 4, top 8, top 16. They've fought through 3 opponents so far to make it happen, so very good job there. Evankar as well, sort of a lesser known name. I unfortunately had a very swift exit. But my opponent, Origo, is on an absolute killing spree at the moment. They knocked out Adam in the first round in 24 turns. Then they knocked me out in 25 turns. And this game against another 700 opponent was 27 turns, I think. So I'd be very scared coming up against Origo here. They have BlanketAddict coming up. We see that was the result, BlanketAddict Doocy. So that was a final 16. BlanketAddict's in the top 8. Oh, I think this is going to be a great matchup. Propaganda Panda, Dugong Enjoyer. That'll be a close one. And Utenji Niamu, who we did look at a replay from a few weeks ago. I'm happy they joined the tournament as well. So yeah, we'll see how this progresses. I don't think the finals will be ready for next week, so maybe next week we can have a look at those Marine World replays. Maybe we'll find some other ones in the meantime. But otherwise, that's all the games we're looking at today. So thanks all for tuning in. And we'll see you guys on Sunday for the BGA gameplay. And good luck to the remaining participants here. Have a good rest of the day. Good night.